that I am live, that Hake is live. It's Friday, May 8th, 2020. And shall we just let this stream go a little bit or for a little sec? Okay, so guys, get ready. This is the Hake Report. I am James Hake, and we are going to start the intro shortly. As you all know, we've been having issues, and so has everybody. InfoWars been having trouble with their stream. Of course, they're not on major platforms, but a lot of people, it caught the corona. It appears that I'm on YouTube, even though you may not see it, Joel, but it does say that I'm online on YouTube. And I see people chatting. I see Blazing Hogs, Marcus Jones, my #1 fan, Ryan 8U. What's up, guys? You hear me? Press 1 if you see me and hear me. Press 2 if you don't hear me. Just kidding. YouTube is, like a dinosaur of a platform. It's making itself less and less relevant or useful because they are such hateful people, and they cave to hateful people, actually. They themselves may not be as radical, but they listen to the radicals because they're weak. And isn't that the part of the problem in the United States? I was watching, before we get started, I was watching a clip of this man, Elon Musk, who is a rich man, South African, by the way. Haven't heard him speak out about South Africa. I think he's South African born, right? Am I wrong? I think I'm right. And he appeared on Joe Rogan again. Did he smoke pot again? So Joe Rogan is a little podcast host. He likes to interview people. He's actually pretty good at interviewing people, in my opinion. I don't listen to him a lot. But this man, Elon Musk, who, you know, is the head of Tesla or something like that, SpaceX program, he's oversees, he's kind of in charge of the rockets going out into space, private company, but funded by the government, whatever. Anyways, this man, Elon Musk, maybe a little immature, but he has a bunch of sons, by the way, I heard. Wow. But yeah, he's a little funny of a person. Well, he was commenting about these shutdowns, these businesses being forced to shut down. What a disgusting thing, right? And he said that it is a violation of the rights. It would not stand up in the Constitution. So Elon Musk agrees with me that this is not constitutional of these businesses being shut down, right? But the liberals want to act like, oh, we need to do it to protect you. And they were talking about this, Elon Musk and Joe Rogan. I guess this is the second interview that they've had together, maybe more. But this happened just recently, and Joe Rogan said, yeah, dad's going to tell you what to do. That's not dad-type talk, unless it's a mama-type dad. This is a meddling mother-type stuff. Mothers are the ones who Mother's Day is coming up, by the way. But mothers are the ones who meddle and micromanage and all that mess. Disgusting. It's a mom's going to tell you what to do. And these liberals who are for these shutdowns, they think like females, both the men and the I use the term men loosely in this sense because they're beta men. But they are awful people, and it's a female mindset that shuts down businesses so-called for their own protection. A man will let you fall. A father will let the baby fall. The mother is a helicopter parent. And more and more people are female-minded, so they become so-called helicopter parents. And that's a term that's gotten popular recently because parents nowadays are immature. They've promoted immaturity so much, so badly. I'm 38 years old. Can you believe it? Normally, like a 38-year-old would be dignified, not wearing a T-shirt all the time. But hey, I'm just a product. I can't change it. Nah. But anyways, it's, I just wanted to point that out because it's like, dad's not the one who's, the father will be more strict. He won't be loosey-goosey once he establishes a rule. But these aren't laws that these people are breaking. This woman, pretty lady, who was just let out of jail, she shouldn't have even gone to jail, but a black mama-minded judge who loves Obama, hates Trump, hates the father, but loves the mother, the corrupt mother, the mother being Obama with the mama spirit, the evil type of mama spirit. There's some decent mothers, I guess. What's up, Daniel? I am on YouTube, D Live, Facebook, Periscope, Mixer, Twitch, all these platforms. It's cool. Anyways, I think we can get started. Let's get on with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la.
Nice.
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report.
Sure enough, it's not Joel's fault.
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report.
Trying to get back on. I'm on Mixer. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Periscope. I'm on Facebook. I'm on D Live. Maybe because it's Friday. The internet's trying to take off early. It's way too early to be taken off early. It's not even 1 p.m. on any part of the United States. You know, normally when you take off at noon, what? Geez. Internet? The internet is trying to take off at noon because it's Friday on the East Coast and it's warming up. Is it warming up over there? It's pretty warm for us. Not ridiculously hot, but anyways, the show did not want you to hear the intro music. Sorry, we cut out. What a mess. Hit that thumbs up on YouTube, guys, says Hot Computer Smell with a diamond. Paramedic says, Hake, get Ryan Dawson on your show. Weedle Quad. All right. I'm blanking on who that is. Send it to my producer. Andy, what just followed? Verified user, thank you. So, anyways, guys, what a mess. Jib Jab gave a sticker, says, wait for it. Yeah, wait for it to drop. Awful. Koba, my favorite color is banana. Nice. Koba is a great, whatever he is. Thank you. Lord Nikon says, let's start a petition for Trump to dissolve the FBI, NSA, etc., and deport ADL, Anti-Defamation League, which is really pro-Defamation League, the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Communists, and that command them. Yeah, because the ADL and the SPLC are so-called nonprofit organizations. They're disgusting outlets run by commies, basically, right? Anti-American, anti-white, anti-Christian, and anti-nationalist. And then they're just slanderous, evil, disgusting organizations that don't have any, they're un-American, right? And then the FBI refers to them, both of them. They only recently, in the last few years, got rid of the SPLC from the official website, right? FBI website, referred to the SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center. And they track so-called hate groups. They should be tracking themselves. The FBI full of haters, and the SPLC, same thing. Koba says, free bananas for all human. My favorite moderator is Brandon Johnson, he says. Pogue Jr. says, hi, James, great show. When are you releasing the amazing I Love Boomers shirts? I'll buy hundreds. Wow. I will be releasing it. I'm just so trifling. I haven't done it. But I am ironing things out, so I should be able to, ironing things out metaphorically speaking. So I should be able to get on it. Maybe even today, maybe. I'll try. But I don't want to do it during bond time, so I'll have to do it this afternoon, evening, maybe. Or maybe Saturday. Does it count as work if I do that on a Saturday? If I have fun doing it, maybe it doesn't count as work. I'm trying to take my Sabbaths, right? Somebody said something. Hold up. Somebody said something that I saw. Oh, SOBC says for the Hake Hair Gel Fund. Little do you know that I don't use gel. But anyways, I'm going to be taking your calls. Appreciate you guys calling in and holding 888-775-3773. But quickly, just let me rehash quick little bits of news and things that I definitely wanted to get to. This Jersey City police fight. I think I have a couple of pictures, social media posts in the folder. Mess. It's mess. Okay, here's a Instagram still or image posted by Shaun King, who's a Black Lives Matter propagandist. And generally he disgusts me. I believe that he blocked Jesse Lee Peterson on Twitter. He's a young guy, claims to be black. Some people claim that he is not black, that he is in fact full-on white. He's married to a black woman, has kids, so-called family male. I use male because I don't want to call him a man because he's so evil. He just screams evil. Every word that he writes screams evil. And so this guy and this kind of it made national news, but it flew under the radar because there's such bigger things going on. But Shaun King writes, and you can, if you're looking at this picture, you see, what do you call it? Chaos, maybe? A bunch of cops dealing with out-of-control blacks. That's what I see. But Shaun King says, now it's Jersey City, New Jersey. Police have taken this quarantine as an excuse to ramp up their brutality to historic levels. I read this on Hake News, I guess yesterday or maybe even 2 days ago. There's a picture of Shaun King laughing. He does have a fade and a beard kind of cut like as if he's black. He might have a little black in him. I don't know. Certainly his soul is, so did Esteban. Esteban, our Esteban, not the one from Arizona. But certainly his soul is black. Black with, I don't know, it's like hatred. Maybe he's been through a lot, but anyways, he's a hateful person. And he calls that brutality to historic levels. They're mauling and battering us all over the country. I don't know that this guy's ever been battered by a cop. He's been battered by other human beings, I think. I think I saw him in a hospital scene once. All in the name of social distancing. Yeah, right. This scene was not a result of social distancing. In Jersey City, a fight broke out somewhere amongst a crowd of like 100 people. They were not so-called socially distanced, but that's like the least of the situation. The situation was they were fighting. People were fighting amidst this 100 people out in the street in Jersey City, New Jersey. Blacks, mostly blacks, was what I saw. And he calls it an abomination, and he called on Governor Phil Murphy, who I believe may be a Democrat, to intervene. And then this other guy who's a record producer, Isaac Hayes III, black guy, tweeted out, Jersey City Police Department has no fear or respect for black people. Looks like Selma, 1965. Selma is a reference to the bridge. There's an Edmund Pettus Bridge or something where the blacks were crossing and the white officers were either blocking them or they started a crazy fight or beatings or whatever. And it was a big propaganda thing. They made a movie about it, this disgusting Ava DuVernay woman. But very bad propaganda, by the way, not convincing at all. But he says white officers are 65% of the police force and 22% of the population. Whose fault is that? Anyways, he says the minority population is the majority of the police force. That's slavery. No fear, no respect. What's he talking about? It's not slavery. Anyways, as you see in the picture, and I did not get any footage, it's kind of a waste of time. We all know, if you've seen one black riot, you've seen them all, right? Whatever. But that's more propaganda. And, you know, young blacks who are raised up in this propaganda these are adults who are looked up to and propped up by white so-called whites, too, liberals, in the media as respectable people with respectable opinions. And so no wonder there's so many dumb, brainwashed blacks around. That's why you have to be patient with them. And anyways, speaking of brainwashing, mass brainwashing, let me quickly cover Joe Biden, and then I will be getting to your calls. And then I will deal with black judges out of control. Only Clarence Thomas is good. Emmet Sullivan is this guy, the Flynn judge, General Flynn judge, and Eric Moyé is the judge who jailed the Texas salon owner. But Joe Biden wants to reverse this policy that brings back a little bit of sanity, innocent unless proven guilty, in terms of the accused. And it raises up the standards of, like, is this really interfering with your studies? Because these accusers claim, oh, it's preventing me from doing my studies. These female accusers of males at college campuses, which is why you shouldn't even be having sex in the first place, because a woman can just accuse you the moment you touch her, even if she wants you to be touching her. That's why that's why I think that this sex out of wedlock thing is a reversal of what life is supposed to be. The reality is, like, the woman is supposed to follow the man, but instead the man is following the woman, and the woman can make any kind of accusation. She has him whipped anyways, and if she doesn't have him whipped, she can accuse him. And all kinds of madness. But anyways, Joe Biden is a total kiss-up. He, acted like he would punch Trump in the nose if he were on a college campus. He said that some years back after Trump said something maybe inappropriate / funny, or it came out that he said something inappropriate / funny. It might have been the locker room talk situation. But Betsy DeVos is a woman in the Trump administration and education secretary, I believe, which we should get the federal government get their meddling fingers out of the whole education thing. Quit funding so-called education. It's a mass brainwashing against America and against whites and against Christians. But Obama basically encouraged and scared a lot of universities into clamping down on the males. And we've seen stories of this, like there was this foreign exchange student or something, Indian student I think he was, out of USC, I believe. This girl was throwing herself on him, drunk, but throwing herself on him at a bar off campus. And then she took him and she was signaling to her girlfriends that she was going to have sex with him. Just a disgusting woman. Women acting more and more vulgar, thinking that they're being so-called free like the men, free of morality, which means slaves to sin, right? But she took him in, and then because she was drunk, her roommates said that she couldn't consent, and then she herself admitted that I was drunk, therefore there's no way I could have consented. But they had sex. She took him to her dorm room. They had sex, which they shouldn't have, but he's not a Christian. He doesn't know this. And in this society, people are brainwashed to think, oh, it's such a foreign idea. You're not supposed to have sex before marriage, right? And college campuses are where you have sex, right? But I think he got expelled or something crazy. And so he was maybe going to sue USC. But this was all during the Obama years, as I recall. And the Obama administration was a total kiss up to the worst in women type of stuff. So Joe Biden wants to continue that. It's funny that Betsy DeVos is more manly than Joe Biden, more logical, more justice or actual justice oriented. It's a shame that justice is I don't know if it's a shame, but it's such a trick that justice is a term that these people use, like justice for Ahmaud. Ahmaud being the guy that got killed, right? Looked like in self-defense to me. Maybe the setup wasn't perfect. The setup being them following him, saying, hey, stop. Hey, we have guns now. You have to stop. And he didn't. And he attacked them. Maybe that situation, I don't know if that situation was right or wrong. But the shooting itself, the scuffle, what else did you expect to happen? Either one of them expect to happen. But the black guy is the one who brought it on to himself. Looked like to me. And I will be taking your calls about that and all that stuff. But these people claim justice for Ahmaud. But really, they're lynching without a trial, without knowing what's really went down, these white guys. By accusing them of lynching, they're the ones lynching them. By the liberals accusing the white males, and I have their mugshots. They look kind of rough. By the liberals accusing these white guys of committing a lynching in broad daylight, the liberals are in fact lynching the white guys. And that's declaring them guilty without a trial. These men look, but I don't know. One of them was a detective or whatever, investigator, the older man. And the younger man is 34, his son. And I don't know what type of men they were or are. But they want to just declare them white supremacists. Ridiculous. Talk about inflammatory, right? By the way, my email address for those asking, Ivan is asking for it. thehakereport@gmail.com. Hake's brother. Yeah, I knew it. I've known some guys. They're not related to me, right? I've known some guys who look kind of like this. Some of them are good guys. Some of them are, I don't know. And some guy called in, right, claiming that he was from the neighborhood where this took place. And he said, I guess he was talking about Travis being the son, right, in this Ahmaud Arbery situation where he was killed. He claimed that this man was convicted of assault and DUI. And what white guy is not convicted of DUI? That's a white thing. White and Hispanic. I guess maybe Hispanics count as white, so they drive up the numbers. But it's when I look at the crime numbers, right? As I recall, I could be mistaken, but as I recall, I think that the only thing that the whites do more of than the blacks, one of the only things, there's two different crimes that whites do more of than blacks per capita. And one of them is DUI, driving under the influence. Interesting, huh? I didn't know that. Even though blacks do have a lot of moving violations per capita. But maybe that's the Hispanics, because a lot of Hispanics get these DUIs and they don't get deported. I'm referring to illegals in this case, not getting deported. Crazy, huh? Interesting. Because they do like to drink. It's in their culture as well. But, society's going down, and the worse the blacks get, the more, quote-unquote, perfect the whites and the cops have to get, the less margin of error they get. Because the blacks are so escalating. Well, they'll fight you when you're just trying to stop them about a burglary. And I'm kind of joking around because it's kind of downplaying what this situation was. I don't know if maybe the man should have just said, hands up, don't shoot. And maybe they wouldn't have done anything real evil to him, these white guys. We'll never know, huh? But maybe we will, because maybe we'll see a little bit from these white guys, and then you can study them and study what they say. I mean, they kind of have to keep their mouths shut right now, but see what kind of people that they are. But look at the heavily armed. These are shots from Daily Mail. I'm showing you shots of the arrest, like they just came in heavy. These are from the Georgia version of FBI, right? Georgia Bureau of Investigation. These people came down, a convoy of 4 vehicles came in and arrested these 2 white men. I bet you that these 2 white men would have turned themselves in had they been let know, had they let them know that they were, they had a warrant for their arrest and stuff. I bet you they would have, but this looks kind of like it's for the cameras. Maybe I'm wrong. Not as bad as the Roger Stone arrest by the FBI with CNN cameras. But that's a pretty crazy picture, man. This man. Oh my gosh. Okay. Dude. I'm showing you guys a photograph of this Ahmaud Arbery, right? He's wearing a tux. Maybe it's a high school shot. I don't know. Dude, do I have the picture? I saw a picture that looked like a mugshot that looked like it might have been this man. I'll dig that up, but let me take some calls. Earl, my second favorite caller out of Michigan, is on the line. Earl, are you there?
Hey, what's up, baby? Hello, how you doing? Hola.
Hola. I'm doing fine, baby Farrakhan.
Right.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I was just want to touch on the Ahmaud case.
Right.
That's an old case. I've seen it.
You said that's an old case?
Yeah, a couple of months old.
Yeah. The reason that let me explain to the people. The reason that this thing is exploding now as opposed to late February when it happened is because the video was released only recently. And it was by somebody who was trying to help, according to his words. Anyways, go for it.
Yeah,
I read about that in Hake News at the end of hour 1. By the way, sorry. Go ahead.
I saw it commented on the Roland Martin show, so, this has already happened. And the fact that these guys were immediately arrested and taken into custody because one guy had a connection with the police department, the father. And so you think they were showing deference.
That's just your speculation.
They said that basically. That's why a couple of
Who said
departments, the police people had to recuse themselves because of the connection.
Right, they recused themselves, but that's not why they weren't arrested.
Because of connections with the police department.
Right, of course they recused themselves, but that's not why they weren't. That's not necessarily why they were not arrested.
No, I'm saying, it is my speculation.
Okay.
But I'm saying that that's probably why they were showing deference to them more so than they were the ordinary citizen. Had they been black and shot somebody.
It's not good to speculate, though, Earl.
Huh?
It's not good to speculate.
It's not good, but you speculate all the time. In commenting on, you made several speculations.
Name one for me. So maybe
I can't go into your commentary.
Okay.
But you speculate on what you think might have happened.
I know, but I said it might have and it might not have. I'm just listing the possibilities. No, but I'm listing the possibilities. I didn't say I speculate that this happened. And if I did speculate, I said I'm speculating.
Whether good or bad, positive or negative,
right.
There's still speculation.
I know, but my thing is, I'm just saying, and you're claiming, I'm just saying the possibilities, but you're saying that it looks like to me, it looks like to me when you don't know what the workplace situation was with this man and his workplace, former workplace.
It's speculation.
Yeah, exactly. You're speculating.
Right.
That's not about truth.
We agree with that. So what's the argument about?
Because you're pretending that because I supposedly speculated that you're okay to speculate about they got preferential treatment because he was a former cop.
I said that's a speculation.
Exactly.
That's I said that was a possibility.
Why even raise the possibility if there's no evidence of it? You're just poisoning people's minds.
No, in the arena of public opinion, you're not in the courtroom. You're allowed to have opinions.
No, you shouldn't have opinions, though. You should, if you're a Christian, you should just
Don't
stick.
give me this Christian crap and
Exactly,
and so
because
forth.
you're a Democrat. You're not about being a Christian.
No, you're a crazy person.
That may be. That may be. I have the
you
crazy
think
eyes.
That, somebody's political views makes it either Christian or not Christian.
It does. It
that
shows
is
evidence.
so
Am I cutting in and out, guys?
That's what so crazy folks say, who don't know nothing. That just has a ideology.
Politics is about right versus wrong.
No, it's
everything.
not right and wrong.
Yes.
You don't know
Yes,
right
it is.
than anybody else except your ideology is right wing.
Ideology
That's all
is
you
based
right
on
about.
right or wrong. You have a
No.
right ideology.
You
Am
ain't
I
no
cutting
right
out?
no more. You can't prove you
Joel,
right about
come back
nothing.
in here. I'm cutting out. I feel like I'm.
Okay,
I'm not-
I'll wait from the. You're not right about anything. You just say you're right because you
Because I
believe
am
in
right.
what you say. You can't prove you're right about nothing.
I don't have to prove it because you're not about.
It's just your
You
opinion.
don't prove it. You don't
You
prove stuff. You
speculate.
either are right or you're not right because you're
No, you're
blind.
not.
You're blind. You
Are
don't
you
even listen to
God?
proof. You listen
Are
to
you God?
speculation.
Do you know you're right or not?
You don't even know
Can you
about
prove
God.
it? Can you prove it?
I don't have to. I'm not about proof. Proof is for the world, for the birds.
Oh, shut up, you ignorant.
Anyways, say what you wanted to say.
But, no, I'm saying that the fact that these guys approached this guy, and just because he's running, they jump to the conclusion they have to question him.
But you
and
don't
so
know that
forth.
either.
Huh?
You don't know that either. They
No, that's
recognized.
what
They recognized him.
What reason did they have
Earl.
for stopping him?
Earl, they
what
recognized him.
Huh?
They
Recognize him
they
from what?
recognized him as a burglary suspect.
How was he a suspect of what? Have
In a
they seen him
burglary.
doing a crime?
In a burglary, a string of burglaries.
Had they seen him committing a crime?
That's what they believed they saw, yes.
They believe.
Yeah.
They believe that they see him leaving a scene of the crime. Did they see him committing a crime?
They believe that they saw
That's why
that. They believe they saw that, yes.
You use for citizen arrest when you're not a cop. Even cops have to have reasons. They can't profile a person.
Hey
just
guys,
because they're suspicious.
let me interrupt you briefly, Earl, for an unrelated announcement. Hey guys, if you hear my voice cutting out a little bit, press 2. If I've been coming across clear this whole time when I've been yelling at Earl, I think when he's talking, it's like my thing cuts off. If I've been fine this whole time, press 1. If I've been cutting off at all, press 2. It's like it in my ears, I'm hearing like I'm stopping hearing myself, and then I can only hear myself in the room and not from the mic. So let me know if it's been okay. Alex VX says 2. The rest of you guys hit 1. All right. Anyways, Earl.
Yeah.
You're just speculating again about their mindset. You don't know anything about what they know about this guy.
No, let's say so. I said the conditions that a citizen's arrest, if they see somebody fleeing from a crime, if they're witnessing a crime, if they're trying to protect someone from getting hurt, then you just can't arrest or go up to a person, Joe Blow, and say, "I'm stopping you because I'm curious about you."
Okay, so
I want you to ask a question.
so Earl,
you have to have reasons to stop somebody.
Earl, that's a I don't know. I guess that's a valid question in my mind too. I don't know if their type of citizen's arrest was warranted or not. But they saw that they recognized him from crimes. It may not have been a very fresh crime that just happened. It may have been a crime that they had seen prior in months leading up to it. I don't know. But I guess we'll find out what the Georgia law says. Maybe. But the problem is that all of these trials are so based in politics. The reason that, here's my speculation. and I think that this is a valid speculation, that they have even been charged is pure politics. It's not based on what's right. It's politics why they've been charged, especially so quickly after all of a sudden after a video is released, they're charged. And it was released by a defense lawyer who seems like he gave them advice to just be quiet. He was just trying to release the video so it would clamp down emotions, but it exploded emotions. Isn't that funny? I read about that in Hake News today, end of hour 1. Crazy, man. But anyways, Earl, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Well, but the only other thing is people don't have to stop and answer citizens just because they're suspect somebody of something, unless that's a stipulation that to have a citizen arrest.
And
even police can't just. The police is limited in the situation. Let alone
and
citizens.
Earl and the people who are trying to conduct the citizen's arrest don't have to stop trying to conduct the citizen's arrest just because the man is ignoring them. They don't have to stop. I don't think.
The person doesn't have to stop and answer questions.
The alleged suspect doesn't have to comply. You're right. He doesn't have to comply with the citizens, and the citizens don't have to back off.
Right? And the person can impede the guy from going about his business.
Sure they can.
Huh?
Sure they can.
Not without those.
Yeah,
conditions.
I am crackling a little bit.
Just because
Thanks.
you're white and want to know something about me, you talking about I got to stop and answer and say.
You don't have to stop, but you don't have to stop if you've committed, especially if you've committed a crime. But I can definitely try to stop you.
I don't know you from Joe Blow.
But they know him.
And you coming up to me, stopping me, coming out with guns, and I'm supposed to say, and you're not the police, and I'm supposed to listen to you?
But they knew him.
You're crazy.
Apparently, they knew him. And I don't know what he should have done, but apparently he shouldn't have charged them because that resulted in his death.
You don't know how it is. See, that's the only problem is you can't get his side of the story. He's dead. All you can get is their
And
side.
you know the reason why you can't get his side of the story?
Because they killed him.
Because he charged. And why did they kill him? Why did they kill him?
And did they come out?
Why did they kill him, Earl?
Why
did they kill him?
Who was armed?
Why did they kill him?
Who was armed?
Why did they kill him?
Who had the weapons?
And why did he charge them if they were armed?
Who was minding their own business?
Earl, answer the question.
What? Jay!
Baby Farrakhan, why did they kill him? What did he do that made them kill him?
I don't care what they did. They
because you don't want to answer the question. You don't want to be honest.
They approached him with guns.
They approached him with guns. He attacked them. They shot him.
How you know they attacked him?
He attacked them.
They come out with guns?
You saw it. You saw him go after. He ran around it, and then you saw him suddenly fighting with the guy. It takes two to fight.
Did he have a gun?
He had the gun once.
Did he have a gun?
Yes, he had the gun. Yes, he had the shotgun.
Was he?
He was fighting for the shotgun. He was not unarmed. All right, gotta go, Earl.
Was he allowed to stand his ground?
Have a good one. Yes, the white guy was allowed to stand his ground. Take care.
Adios.
Adios. Let me get to Talia out of California. Talia, thanks for holding. What's up?
Of course. Hello, James, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see if this was happening to you as well. So I was talking to some of my friends yesterday, I believe, and they were seemed to be shocked at my cavalier attitude toward the cause. And, they're my civilian friends, so they overreact about things. I don't know why. Is that happening with you too?
Say that again. Overreacting with what?
About the COVID.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I called it the COVID. That's my nickname for it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the people are overreacting with the COVID, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Is that happening with you as well? Like your friends are very, not impressed, but worried for you?
No.
she.
I don't have
no,
any.
they're
I don't
not?
have any friends outside Bonn. Actually, I
well,
have.
then.
No, I've texted with a few of the friends, and they're doing okay considering they're not worried about this COVID thing. You know, all my friends are pretty young, right? And so they're just mildly annoyed that restaurants and bars are closed, and they can't. Some of them can't work because they work in the service industry, but they're doing okay considering, and they can't go to the gym. But they're not over. None of my friends that I know of are overreacting. I'm sure I have some older friends, you know, former friends that I haven't talked to in forever, more female-minded liberals, but they've cut me off already. So I don't really hear from them. But I'm sure that they're overreacting quite a bit because they fall for that female-minded stuff. Not your kind of female, but the crazy kind of female that overreacts to things. Yeah.
Yes. They sent me. She drove to my house, and she didn't even come in. She left a box of masks on my front doorstep.
Oh gosh.
Didn't even say hello, and I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like it's only. I thought interactions is only leveled at 5 people, but I guess 2 is bad enough too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to see how that was, and I'm stuck in America, so I cannot leave.
Wow.
Back
Where are you from?
home. Well, I should be in Tel Aviv right now, but I am not in Tel Aviv. I am in America. So.
Man.
Yeah, yeah, I know. But I can't wait till it opens back up because I have a cat in Israel, and my cat is. I hope that she's okay. My parents are taking care of my cat, but yeah, I'm worried, and my family, because I don't want the war to break out in Israel, because Iran is not the smartest group of people, and this is the perfect time for them to do it. So I hope that they don't. But I just wanted to call and see how you guys are doing, make sure everyone was healthy, and just stuff like that. So
nice to hear from you.
Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
Hello.
Take care. Bye. She said shalom. That means, I learned in college that means wholeness. Some of you guys think that means peace, but it means wholeness. Unless my teacher lied to me. Wouldn't be the first time. He was an art teacher. Anyways, let me, dude. Okay, first, real quick, let me just run through these 2 black judges as examples of black judges out of control. Sorry, I don't have the chicken bone story yet. Skip. One of my favorite snakes out of Augusta, Georgia. Here's these black judges out of control. As in liberals. Only Justice Clarence Thomas is good, right? The only good Supreme Court justice on the whole court. Roy Moore seems like he's a good judge. I don't know if he's still a judge, though. I think he's running for Senate. I don't know if he's cut out for the Senate. But anyways, black judge Emmet Sullivan. In Hake News, I quoted this 2018 statement by this disgraceful person who's the judge in the General Flynn case. And according to independent journalist Mike Cernovich, there are a whole lot of phony, lying, judicial court-related reporters, legal reporters, who are acting like this black judge, Emmet Sullivan. I have a couple pictures of him, Joel. Has any say in whether the case against General Flynn goes on. The Justice Department dropped the charges, right? The DOJ. Thank you to the lady whom I mentioned, who's a lawyer for General Flynn. Her name is Sidney Powell. Old school, tough, cool seeming lady. But Sidney Powell is a woman, a white woman who's been on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. I may be putting out, or with Nick and those guys, putting out an interview with Sidney Powell about Loretta Lynch, Barack Obama, and Eric Holder. Loretta Lynch and Eric Holder were attorneys general under the heads of the DOJ under Obama. And they're evil people, really evil, just like Obama is. But anyways, here's this black judge. Joel was just showing it to you. Emmet Sullivan, this guy. Look at him. I just don't trust. He looks like a black imitation, cheap knockoff Colonel Sanders. But anyways, the far left social media platform. Okay, so this guy was grandstanding against Michael Flynn, saying arguably you betrayed your country. Stupid. When General Flynn supposedly lied about having talked to Sergei Kislyak, or whatever that guy is, some Russian guy. And so anyways, how is that and he supposedly lied about that to the FBI. The FBI constantly lies to us. Bunch of liberals, Hillary supporters, anti-Trump people, Trump derangement syndrome people, and they've been against America for a long time. Like somebody pointed out, they listen to the SPLC and ADL, which are not authoritative organizations at all. At least not when it comes to hate, because they're the ones who are hateful and defamatory. Anyways, the far left social media platform Reddit, some user GeekTeam6 says the following: holy blank, this Flynn thing is not even the most bad A thing this black judge, has ever done. Emmet G. Sullivan notable cases from Wikipedia. According to the Un-American Civil Liberties Union, a woman and her child fled domestic abuse, which is a buzzword for anti-men stuff, in El Salvador to seek asylum in the United States. Was she actually suffering so-called domestic abuse from the father of her child? I don't know. Or her husband, who may not be the father of her child, or whatever. I don't know. But why would you flee the whole country to go to the United States? Anyways, the mother was removed from her detention facility and likely put on a plane August 9th, 2018, despite Justice Department promises that she and others would not be deported before a judge could rule on their cases. Isn't that disgusting? We have to hold up deportations of people who don't even belong here and wait for some liberal judge to decide, oh, they can stay, or, oh, they need to go. But even then, it's tough to deport them. Sullivan demanded, turn that plane around, according to the story. This is that black judge. Turn that plane around. Simp. I say simp because he's kissing up to the women because of this domestic abuse. Domestic violence is a anti-male buzzword for men and women fighting, and the man gets the blame. This man threatened to hold those responsible for the removal of this woman, of this illegal alien who shouldn't be in the country, of contempt of court, right? I think she's illegal. Starting with Attorney General Jeff Sessions, if the situation was not rectified. A DHS, Department of Homeland Security official said, we are complying with the court's request. The plaintiffs will not disembark and will be promptly returned to the United States. Talk about enemies of America. That's this judge. Anyways, next black judge, Eric Moyé. This is the judge who jailed the Texas salon owner. And I told you about him already a little bit. He's an Obama lover. He is a Trump hater. He posts on Facebook. He's a partisan. He's not a judge. And partisan is not even the worst of it. He's for the evil party, right? Because it's a good party, you know, at least party that at least pretends to be for what's right. That's the Republicans. And then the Democrats don't even pretend to be for what's right. They have this imitation, but it's a really bad imitation. The Republicans, there's a few decent ones. Maybe one. Most of them are evil, but all the Democrats are evil. And he's a Democrat, this judge. Black judge. Black liberal judge. And he gave the opportunity for this woman to apologize for continuing her business. I've already talked about him. Forget him. But he is all self-righteous about her supposedly violating the order to not open your business during this time. Anyways, before I get back to calls, dang, guys, hang tight. Asmodor gave a diamond. The blacks can have them. Referring to Shaun King, no doubt. Yeah, seriously. Brandon M. gave a diamond, said, we trade one Shaun King for one JLP and 70% of Jarrell. Shaun, well, I think he's only 60% black, 30% white, and 10% angel. Asmodor gave a Ninja Guinea. Shaun King's claiming to be black is proof that being white is a disadvantage in the United States. Yeah. Communism is all about lies. Actually, evil is all about lies, right? Brandon M. says, call Earl Black Biden with all this stammering. Ludwig von Neon. Earl is against any restraint on black criminals. Yeah. Dark Side of the Bear. What? Says, so proud. Can't snake the hake. Bears. So, she has this fancy thing that looks like a bear that's crying tears of pride. Asmodor gave a diamond. Trump should replace Ginsburg with Roy Moore. Wouldn't that be awesome? I don't think that Trump really trusts Roy Moore for some reason. Maybe Roy Moore is too much of that like hometown Christian for Trump. I don't know. One thing I give to Trump that I don't give to Roy Moore, and I really admire Roy Moore ever since I've been aware of him, right? I loved his 25-minute debate with CNN's Chris Cuomo about the Constitution, the 10th Amendment, and natural law, and against so-called same-sex marriage. And he's stood on other great things, right? A friend of Jesse Lee Peterson's put the 10 Commandments where they belong in America. But Roy Moore, when he was attacked with this stuff, he kept quiet. You know, he's falsely accused of trying to have sex with an underage woman, right? And he kept quiet rather than fighting for himself. Trump was finally ready, and he fought for himself, and he won. Roy Moore, he didn't. Anyways, but I love Roy Moore. I made what's right happen, right? Something like that. Let me get to this stuff. Man, Daniel out of Houston, Texas is on the line. Daniel, thanks for holding. What's up?
Hey, 2 hours. You got to do it, man. No,
I know.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, you got to do it.
Yeah, at a certain point, Eric made I think maybe a fair point regarding my 2 hour thing.
Yes, he did.
It's the right thing to do. It's going to happen. Yeah.
You know what you need to do.
Right. Just put my foot down and be like, Trump, make it happen type of man.
Exactly.
Right on.
Exactly.
Appreciate that, Daniel.
Can I throw in one thing?
Yeah.
The question you asked me last week, the accusation against General Lee, who had, they said that he went up north and
separated black families. Yeah.
Right. No, the answer is no. But
okay.
I think this is where it came from. The John Brown Rebellion.
Terrorist.
Yeah, exactly. He went and tried to liberate slaves, and Lee and Thomas Jackson, also known as Stonewall Jackson, just coincidentally happened to be in charge of that operation, and he was hung. And I'm not exactly sure what was the fate of the slaves that joined him. Who
was hanged?
John Brown.
Oh, he was hanged. That's
he was
good.
Executed.
I did not know that. Good.
Yeah, he was executed.
Yeah,
and
justice back in the day, huh?
He left a note with one of the executioners or one of the people holding him, and it basically said the blood of this land, meaning the South, will never be washed away. So something of that nature. But yeah,
so self-righteous. Reminds me of ISIS. When ISIS cuts off people's heads and burns people alive. Remember that Jordanian pilot who was put in this cage out in the desert and burned alive and said, "This is what he did to, innocent people by bombing them," which may or may not be true, but they just brutally murder these people and act like they're justified. Anyways.
Right. If you want a good idea of Lee's personal character flaws and all that stuff, a good reference is Edward Porter Alexander. He was a artillery officer under Lee, and he was the best artillery officer on either side of the war. And he was very well regarded by all of his peers.
Repeat that guy's name.
Edward Porter Alexander.
So Edward Porter Alexander was very respected.
Very well respected by everybody he met,
okay.
And he has had very close. He was in.
I heard Lee was the same way, very respected among all sides.
Oh, Lee! Oh, absolutely. So, if you want to know a firsthand account of what Lee was like, if you want to get to know Lee's personality, especially as a subordinate, nearly directly under Lee, he was an artillery officer. He wasn't a corps commander. But he has some very insightful and observant ideas about the war and how it went on, as opposed to, there's going to be some biases, obviously.
Right.
But he's one of the most, kind of backed off, observant sources of the war, and he is a firsthand source. His book he wrote on the prompting of his family. He after the war, he moved down to South America, and his family told him to write about the war. So he wrote a book called Memoirs of a Confederate.
Okay.
So I highly
appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I highly recommend that source. So if you want to cut through all the BS and figure out what no kidding happened with, in the regards of Army Northern Virginia and Lee, that's another thing. Another thing to keep in mind is people often conflate Lee as, the head of all the forces in the Confederacy. Lee was an Army commander. He was not in charge of the armies, not until in all the armies. He was very specifically the Army of Northern Virginia. But the reason why Lee has so much focus and attention is because he won all the major victories. There really was no major victories in the Western theaters of the war. And by Western, I mean in Tennessee. And when they talk about even further than that, they say Trans-Mississippi. So anything past the Mississippi. But nothing of such. There was really zero major battles past the Mississippi River. The biggest one would have been Vicksburg.
Thank you, Daniel. I'm sorry. I got to cut you off. I got so many to get to, but appreciate you, man. Right. Take care.
Sure.
Bye. Louie out of Idaho. Louie, good to hear from you. What's up?
Hey, let's try to convert Earl, first of all.
Start a convert Earl?
I converted my mother and my stepfather they're from New York.
Wow.
I'm from New York. I converted them to Trump 100%. They're
That's awesome.
Yeah, anyway.
Nice report.
Anyway.
When did this happen?
This happened years ago. I've always been Republican.
That's cool, man.
I'll tell you about my son. My son is a Marine.
Yeah.
I don't want to give out a lot of information about him, but his commanding officer said, look, one and done is okay. Pump and dump is all right. Don't be with the woman, because you know what? If a woman tells your commanding officer you hit them, even if it's a lie, they could ruin your career.
So that means to me that these one night stand things are not okay, because
they're not.
You're opening yourself up.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
Yeah. That's a shame that his commanding officer thinks that way.
No, but they're right.
Yeah.
No,
they definitely can. They definitely can just accuse you. It's crazy.
They can accuse you without evidence and ruin your career forever.
Guilty unless proven innocent. It's crazy.
Yep.
Even guilty even after proven innocent, honestly.
Yep. What about your third hour, man?
Oh, man.
Is it too hot for you?
Yeah. It's good to hear from you, Louie. Thanks, man. Good to hear from you.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Let me get to Dave. Back to Dave. He called me yesterday towards the end, too. Dave, out of Los Angeles. Go for it.
I did, Hake. Actually, I just wanted to make another assessment on this, because I was reading about the law about those two guys that killed that dude.
Yeah.
Well, actually, killed. If you have witnessed the crime, or you have immediate knowledge, and there was something about, did you hear if they saw something on TV saying he was a suspect or something like that, or what did you hear?
I don't know, because I've only heard that the only reported burglary was a pistol was stolen out of Travis's truck, and Travis is the one who, along with his father, chased this guy, and then Travis is the one who had the shotgun and then eventually shot the guy amidst that fight.
Well, I still disagree. I think that he was defending himself because he was jumped by them. But hey, have a great day.
Hey, man. But let's talk through this, because we do have a second. So you think that Ahmaud Arbery was defending himself by going up against this guy who had the gun, right?
Well, if you notice, he's in the middle of the street. He had to run around.
Yeah, ran around the truck.
The video.
And then he went up and fought with this guy to defend himself.
Well, because I think if the guy was pointing the shot where he said, "Hey," if they were trying to detain him,
right? But the answer to your question, the answer to my question is yes. He was defending himself.
I believe you. I'm not looking at it as white or black, dude. I'm looking at it as those guys were in the wrongs. For me, when I'm looking at this, like, he was defending himself because
they were wrong.
They had the guns. He had no gun, and if you were jogging, and
you're saying he was defending himself, right?
The black dude, yeah.
Okay, and then once they're in that fight, they're fighting over this gun. Was the white guy wrong for shooting him in that fight? Never mind everything that they did, maybe did wrong leading up to it. They may have been wrong for following him. I don't know if they were wrong or not. But in that situation, once they're fighting over the shotgun, what is the white guy supposed to do?
Well, you bring up a good point, man. But I still think, yeah, you're right.
That's the only reason that the only reason that I call this looks like self-defense. They can say he wasn't, they were responsible for setting up the situation, and therefore anything that happens after it is a murder. That's I guess maybe they can do that because there's cases where, if you're committing a violent crime such as a robbery and somebody gets killed, everybody is an accomplice to a murder, even though they didn't go in intending to commit a murder. They went in to commit a robbery, right? And so that's like the only speculation that I can see where, okay, maybe they were responsible for like a man's, in my opinion, this is like they didn't, I don't think that there's any evidence that they intended to go in and just shoot this guy. Otherwise, why would they wait until he attacked one of them? So you may be right. They may have been wrong for going after him, but I don't know. What are men allowed to confront a thief? Men of a town allowed to confront a thief? I kind of think so, but I guess we may or may not ever find out the truth. But thank you, Dave. Appreciate you, man. Good to hear from you.
Appreciate you, man. Thank
All right.
you, Hake.
Take care. Hot Computer Smell and everybody else, I'm sorry I can't get to you, but let me just quickly read these super chats. Jib Jab says, those were my thoughts. If the black guy would have just put his hands up and said, yo, chill, or something, the whites still continue to shoot. The burden falls on them 100%, and I don't think that they would have shot. And Lin Yan Chin says, quality of life rises as hate drops. To drop it, look within and see the light of reason / observate. Be still and know. Let's all raise life quality. And he also gave another super chat, I think, and said, Joel Friday, the dancing angel. They are angel baby faces, oh mighty good hair. I dropped the Lord part. I think that I like that better, kind of. And then he retracted with his last super chat, and he said, Joel, what color, Jesse? Extra black. Jesse's extra black. He only looks extra black when he puts on one of those face masks. But anyways, guys, appreciate you, and congrats on the luckiest followers who got the treasure chest. Thank you to Asmodor, Dark Side of the Bear What, Ludwig von Neon, Brandon M, Paramedic, Hot Computer Smell, Ferocious Chihuahua, Noah's Arkansas, Grand Bear, who owns a M1, he calls it a Garand, but the John C. Garand, but anyways. And D-Wise, thank you guys, and we'll see you Sunday on my show, 9 a.m. Sunday morning, Pacific time, of course, 11 Central, noon Eastern, and then figure it out if you're Mountain Time. If you're Mountain Time in Arizona, it's 9 a.m. And church on Sunday. Church is online only, despite what Eric said that he'll see me Sunday. Maybe he'll stop in, socially distanced, whatever. But, and of course, The Fallen State is coming up in less than 2 hours, premiere, with that pretty on the outside, really brainwashed and disgusting on the inside, Afro-Latina, light-skinned. I'm not to be confused with Amara La Negra. But anyways, I'll see you guys. Appreciate the support, and thanks to Joel for getting the stream back going again. We'll see what happens. Take care, guys.